Kind of talking about Brock Purdy. They've been talking about how he went to school for 4 years, and I know you had this little theory on the NIL. You want to explain that a little bit?
Man, thank you for bringing that topic to the forefront. The NIL, I'm noticing that some of these kids, right, and not to call them kids, these are grown men at this point, right, but they're younger than me.
Right.
Right, 18, 19, old enough. They're staying in school. Now, some of these kids are actually staying in school a little bit longer. And it's simply because of the NIL that is allowing them to make millions before they even get into the NFL. Mm-hmm. So you got what they're aspiring to make millions eventually, right, in the NFL. That's why a lot of kids left as juniors and never played their senior year, because they like, I need to make money for my family, or I want to make money now.
Right.
But now that you have the NIL, you don't have to leave school. You can actually finish your degree, make a bunch of money before you get to the NFL, then go and also still have the same endorsement deals when you get to the league.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine the players that we had back in the day, you know what I'm saying, that were playing in college, that were like, yeah, no, I'm going to stay because I got these endorsement deals. So when I get to the league, it's still my endorsement deal, and I'll be making sign-in bonus money and NFL money. This just reminds me of when back in the day when quarterbacks and people who were in the first round stepped into the league, and they were making millions before they ever played a down.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Their signing bonus was ridiculous, and it's just now it's in the form of an NIL deal with whatever sponsor decides they want to have you on their team.
Yeah.
And this is even before for some people. This is when they're about to enter into college.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Colleges are like, hey, I'm gonna pay you $13 million, $15 million.
Right.
Georgia, Ohio State. Like, these schools want to talk about paying people a lot of money before they even play a down in college.
Right.
And I really feel like that is tarnishing the brand of these kids coming from high school ready to go play football, because all they're looking at is the money.
Mm-hmm. Already at 18, 19 years old. And then it's like my thing is, this is my thing with the whole NIL. I feel like it's a great idea. I mean, it's a great start, but my thing is, I feel like it kind of takes the pressure off the NCAA. We got to talk about this college sports thing. More specifically, I guess I want to talk about football and basketball, just because they are the billion-dollar. I don't want to call them businesses, since they are technically, non-profit organizations. But, I see a lot of coaches out there making profits. I'm talking M's, you know what I mean? And then you got these players who coming in on these tens of $1,000 scholarships, but it's money that they never see. Just imagine if they are, one of the people who graduates and never get to work in their field. So it's kind of like they went to school and, put their bodies on the line for nothing. And I feel like, if that's the case, these students need to be compensated, talking dollars and cents. And even if that money doesn't come until after they graduate, or until after they, get out of school, I feel like some type of way we need to figure out a system for these college students to get paid. And this is my solution to this problem. I feel like every student who plays football and basketball, I'm going to start there because, like I said, they make the biggest money. So right now, that's the biggest problem. So we start with the football players, the basketball players, and what we do is we figure out some type of percentage, all right? A percentage to the NCAA that they keep, a percentage to these schools that they keep, and then you keep a little percentage for the students. And that little percentage there that goes to the students, if we talking 3 different components, hey, it might as well be 33%, a third. So, you got these students going to school, like I said. When they get out of school, whatever money that was accumulated while they was in school that was put on reserve for them, give it to them when they get out of school. Give it to them when they get that degree. Give it to them when they no longer enroll. That way it's like everybody benefits. They get compensated. It may be a delayed compensation, but they at least getting, what they deserve. And they at least, will feel like they're not being taken advantage of, because everybody doesn't go pro. Some people got to get out there and get regular jobs. And like I said, everybody doesn't finish school. So what about those students? And, they slipping through the cracks. Because all the pressure before was on NCAA making all this money. Even though they say it's a nonprofit, we don't really know where the paper trail is. I don't, at least. Somebody knows, but I don't know where the money's going. But it's like it's taking all the pressure off the NCAA. They don't have to pay them anymore because they're able to get these deals, these NIL deals. But my thing is, what happens when and if we pull up this pay scale here, you can see what these youngins are going to be making. And I hate to call them youngins. We're going to see what these young men are going to be making. So if you just think about the fact that some of these players are going to be sharing a locker room with people on a Pell Grant making $5,800, while they collecting millions. That's kind of where I feel like it's not really. I don't want to call it fair because life isn't fair, but I feel like they need to find some kind of way to get this on the NCAA's table to balance it out for those players who, not as marketable. Those players who might not be getting those, big $1 million deals. For those linemen, those linemen's going to have to block for these $1 million quarterbacks on a $5,800 Pell Grant. So it's like, what kind of message are you sending to these kids if some of them making $1 million and some of them making $5,800, if that? You got walk-ons on the team who not making nothing, and they sharing locker rooms with millionaire quarterbacks already. So I mean, it's a great start. Don't get me wrong, it's a great start, but at the same time, I feel like it takes all the pressure off the NCAA, and I feel like that's who needs the pressure to start finding a way to get these people paid. Because if you look at all these bowl games, they're generating tens of millions of dollars. You know what I mean? So.
And where does that money really go to?
Where does it go? Because where are the upgrades? Are these schools getting upgrades? Are these football programs getting the money, or is it going directly to the school? Because I know that was the problem that Coach Prime had. I guess he was saying that they would win the games, but the money wouldn't go directly to the football program. It's a lot of money to be made in college sports, and it's a better way that we could set up some type of system to where everybody gets paid, not just the most marketable. But I agree with you, man. I think it's a great incentive. It's a great idea to get these players to stay in school. Because like you said, why worry about where you're going to get drafted when you still making $1 million this year? You making $1.5 million, $2.3 million. I'm not worried about the draft. I'm going to go cash this check. I'm not even thinking about that. Because in college, it's still carefree. You don't really have all that pressure on you yet. The pressure comes with the pros, so you might as well have fun, enjoy your life, still make the same money. If you can, might as well.
Yeah. Some of these players are making money, making more than their coaches.
Yeah, that's wild.
You know what I'm saying? And I recruited you here, but yet, if you're not a high-profile coach, you best believe if you got a player that's coming in and their signing bonus to come into college is $13 million, you as a coach might not even be making that.
That's crazy.
So how does that relationship go?
That's a good question, man. Because think about it. Last couple episodes ago, we were talking about Coach Prime, and he said he didn't want to go to the league because you got to coach these millionaires, but he's coaching millionaires in college. So how's that going to happen? How's that going to trickle down? That's a good thought there, man. Good thought.
We're gonna see.
We shall. So